Hey y'all, and welcome to today's video. I am excited because Sigma sent me their new 9-pan palettes. I have all 4 of them here. We are going to be looking at these palettes. We're going to swatch all of these and I'm going to create a look and I'm going to let you know if this is the same Sigma eyeshadow formula that I know and that I love. We're just going to have a good time with shadows. And if you're new here, hey, my name is Heather and makeup makes me happy. Here at my channel, we don't try to be perfect. We just want to have a good time with our makeup, whatever that means. I upload lots of new videos every single week, so I hope you will subscribe before you leave today. But I am pretty pumped about playing with these palettes, so let's jump into it. Okay, getting started, let's talk about this set. Sigma sent me this set and I'm very excited about it because I love eyeshadow and I really enjoy Sigma. So they're coming out with 9-pan palettes, 4 new ones, and we also have this new what do they call this, the Sigma travel switch. So I have the larger version of this. It's like double the size and I absolutely love it. I always use it to clean my brushes. I actually have 2 of them and I am going on a little trip this weekend, so I'm gonna pack this and take this with me. So what this is, if you've never seen these, this is dry cleaning your brush. You don't spray your brush or anything. After you use a shadow, you can use this to get the color off, and I use mine so much. So I'm very excited to have a new travel one. I got a couple of new brushes, and these palettes, we're going to talk about these individually, but these are launching on March 14th. Now my affiliate code with Sigma is HeatherAustin10. You can use that to save on the site. You don't have to, but I just like to let y'all know in case. I always have my codes and links and everything down in the description box, and I will definitely be linking things there. So let's talk about these palettes individually. I want to swatch these all for y'all, have a little fun with shadow. And to start out, the first one I have here is Beachy. So this one is a neutral and blue color story, and it has some shades I think are really interesting. So I have not swatched these yet, but I know you're seeing the swatches because through the power of editing, we can do stuff like that. This one looks really pretty though. I like that we have black, I like that we have blues and some nice warm browns. This one definitely has more shimmers than mattes. We have 4 mattes, and then it looks like we have some different formulas of shimmers, some of their smooth shimmers and some that are a little more sparkly. So I'm excited about this one, Beachy. And then let's look at Earthy. So this is Earthy. These have the clear cover on the front, which I think is really cute for their 9 pans. And this is Earthy, and I see the earth tones represented for sure. It looks like we have some kind of olive leaning browns right here, some more copper shades in here. This one again has 4 mattes, and then it looks like we have the 5 shimmer shades in different tones and some different finishes. I really like when palettes have multiple finishes, not just matte, not just shimmer, but some different kind of formulas. I think that's really fun. Another one that is more like neutrals with some color is this Jewels palette. So we have the 3 kind of colors right here in the center with the teal, the gold, the purple, and then again we have, no, this one is actually more matte heavy. So we have 5 mattes and then 4 shimmer shades. So this one definitely more matte heavy, but really beautiful color story. I like a 9-pan palette. And then last but not least, we have Electric Pink eyeshadow palette. So this one right here, we have more pinky mauve tones, really pretty. I like this center shade right here called Euphoria, stands out to me. And then this shade looks like a more blue version, almost like more of a blue than the shade that was in the Sigma new mod that was leaning a little more purple. This is almost more like a blue purple silver, which I think looks really cool. This one has 4 mattes and the rest are shimmers. So I'm excited. I hope that you enjoyed seeing the swatches of everything. If you were looking at these palettes, maybe they helped you to see them all swatched out. I really enjoy doing swatches. I think it can be a lot of fun. But of course, the true test of a shadow is how they perform on the eyes. So what we're going to do today is I'm actually just going to use shades from all of these palettes. I know the Sigma eyeshadow formula. I've bought so many Sigma palettes. I have so many Sigma palettes. I'm very excited they sent me these, and I just want to see, do these shadows perform like my other Sigma palettes? Is this the great Sigma quality that I know and I love? So we're going to be using shades from all of the palettes. I'm going to jump around, and definitely let me know, do you want to see more looks? Because I can definitely do that in the future. I've been having a lot of fun with get ready with me's lately. Maybe I could do that. I've been doing some shorts. I love posting tutorials in shorts, so definitely look at my shorts if you're somebody who normally scrolls by those and you're looking for tutorials. But I'm going to prime my eyes with my Sigma Ignite eyeshadow base, and I'm going to be using these brushes, but I'm also going to use the brushes from my Sigma Favorites set. That one actually is 25% off right now with my code, so I will link that down below too. But let me put on eye primer, let me zoom y'all in, and let's create. Okay, so I put on my eye base in Ignite, and I'm going to start with this terracotta shade from the Jules palette. This one right down here in the corner that's called Fire Opal. This one looks so pretty, and I am going to use my E24 from Sigma. I said, but I'm going to use all the brushes from my Sigma Favorite set. That launched in December. I'm sorry if y'all are tired of hearing about it, but I still can't believe I got to do something like that. So I'm going to pick up Fire Opal on my brush. I'm going to look down and make sure I don't have any creases in my eye primer, and I'm going to really press this on. I'm pressing it straight on to the primer, and then I'll kind of buff and blend first. But I just kind of like to really get that going, and then I'm just going to lightly blend. Okay, now I'm gonna hop over to the Earthy palette, and I'm going to grab this more fluffy brush and go into Sunbaked. I think this shade is really pretty, almost like a yellow leaning brown, or like a brown with a yellow kind of almost even olive type of undertone. Really pretty, slightly olive leaning, which I like, and I think it's going to be really pretty. So I'm just taking this and I'm putting this right along the edge of where I stopped blending that Fire Opal shade, and I'm just working with little bits of shadow on my brush at a time and just going back and forth. I mean, so far both of these mattes are performing exactly how I expect them to from Sigma. I'm not going to take this all the way up under my brow, but you can see I'm going to take it up pretty high, and then I'm going to buff it out here as well. So coming around like this. Okay, I'm going to jump over to Beachy, and I knew I had to use this shade, and I really want to put this on the lower lash line. So I'm going to take this shade, and what I'm going to do is press it. This is a matte with a sparkle shade. I love those types of formulas. I think they're so, like, just easy to work with and a little different. So I'm going to pack in places, because sometimes with matte shimmer shades, you can put the matte down because it's like matte with the sparkle, and you can buff that away. But if you really want to keep that there, because this is like a matte black with the gold sparkle, I'm going to make sure and press and then be careful with my blending so that I don't completely buff it away. So I'm just going to be careful keeping that right there so I don't lose any of that really pretty sparkle. And then we'll buff out with a different shade actually. Okay, let's now go in, same palette, Beachy, and we'll go into Depths. I really like that we have the black in this palette. I love a good black shadow, and of course I'm going to put it right out here in the outer corner. I'm going to take it to the lash line like this and then bring it out, and then I will slowly blend it. With black, you need to be careful if you don't want it to get away from you. If you're doing a super blown out black look, go ham, do what you want. But I don't want this black to get away from me, so I'm gonna use this brush that's more tapered, and I'm really just going to take my time blending. Sigma mattes are very easy to blend for me, so I'm just gonna take my time and just lightly diffuse, and then I'll go back to that brush we used earlier and I'll just pick up no additional product and slightly blend it like that. So just barely grazing my skin with this brush to diffuse that edge even more. Okay, now I'm gonna dip into Surf. I am just must put this on my eyes. I am ready to use this one, so I'm picking this up on my brush, and I am going to spray my brush with a little makeup mist now, because you see my makeup is done and I do not want to get a ton of fallout, anything like that. So I'm going to spray my brush, and then we will put this on the lid. Okay, so I'm going to look down and I'm going to press this on first. Just pressing it on the center of my lid. That's so pretty. Oh, I like this shade. And I'm going to bring it out to that matte black, and I'm gonna slightly blend. But first, I'm just getting this shade down, and then we'll just kind of feather it into that black so we don't have any harsh lines. Nobody wants harsh lines. Harsh lines are not welcome here. Okay, to complement this blue, I'm going to go in with the Electric Pink palette, and we're going to go in with Euphoria. Now, this is a really pretty duochrome. This shifts from this purple to like this orangey like rose gold type of shade. Really pretty. So I'm also going to pick that up on my brush, and I'm going to spray my brush. Okay, so same thing. I'm just going in this area right here that I did not take that blue that far in, and I'm just kind of pressing the shadow on first, and then I'm lightly going to flick it so that we fade from this really pretty purple to the blue, then out to the black. I'm going to do the same thing over here, of course. That is very pretty. I really like the shades that we have down on the lid. Super duper into it. Okay, so I'm really loving how this is looking. You could also do something similar with the Jewel palette, but I'm jumping back over to this one. I cleaned my brush off with my Sigma Color Switch, or what do they call it? Travel switch. Yes, I'm gonna pick up a little bit of the shade Cushion, and what I want to do is just kind of buff this shade right out here to help blend a little bit with that black. Just give myself a smoother transition in this outer corner. And I'm just going to make sure I don't bring my brush in too far, because I don't want to lose any of the shades that I started with. Okay, I'm going back in a little bit with Fire Opal just to make sure, you know, where I put down the shimmer, that I didn't completely cover that. I definitely don't want to lose that pretty orangey brown, so I'm just going to make sure that it's still there. Okay, I said I wanted to buff out the black. I'm just going to do that a little bit. I'm going to use the shade Shadowy. I like the way this looks, but I just want to soften it up a little bit. So I'm going to go in with this more tapered but still fluffy brush, and I'm going to put my brush right where the black ends, And I'm going to lightly put that brown shade just to buff. I really like using a couple of shades on the lower lash line. I think it can make the look a little more dramatic, and it can also just look a little more, like, not complicated is not the right word, but it can just be a little more complex than just using one shade. Although one shade can be beautiful as well, but I just want to pull that out like this. Okay, let's finish off with an inner corner shade, and of course, I gotta go into this one. It's just so pretty and like a silvery periwinkle. I don't even know. That's pretty. That is so pretty. Okay, next time I use this, I want to use this all over the lid because that is really, really pretty. I like that. That has some really pretty sparkle to it. Okay, I'm into it. Like I said, I know y'all saw the swatches, so you're probably like, yeah, we knew that shade was going to be pretty, but I have not swatched it yet. Okay, these are the finished looks. I want to put on liner and mascara, and then I want to come back and I want to gather my thoughts and kind of share them with y'all. So let me do liner, let me do mascara, and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, here is the finished look. I am into it. I just put on some black eyeliner and some lashes. I, of course, will link everything down below, but woo, I am feeling great in this look. I'm loving the terracotta, the purpley pink, the blues, the blacks. I'm just feeling this look. I'm really feeling this look. Let's kind of talk about these palettes. These are going to be $30 each. They're going to be available March 14th. And these are, in my opinion, exactly what I expect from Sigma. Very beautiful shimmers. We've got some duochromes, some mattes with sparkle, some beautiful blendable mattes. I had an easy time with all of these palettes. Now, if you're new here, I always follow up videos like this after a few weeks, sometimes a few months, and I come back and I give you a full review. After I've really played with things more, used things more, tested, tried them, I like to follow up for y'all. So you'll always see eyeshadow palettes and other makeup that I test and try in future videos, because this, of course, is always a first impression. Like I said, I just got these in the mail, but I will do a follow-up review, just so you know. Now, I was trying to think, like, if I could only keep one, which one would I keep? And I don't know. Okay. If I had to just pick, let's say two, because I don't think I could just pick one, it would either be Beachy or Jules. I say Beachy because it has elements that I love. I love that we have these two blue shimmers. I love that we have this duochrome gold green down here. I love that we have a black. I love that we have a matte black with sparkle to it. And then we have some pretty browns. So if you don't want to create a colorful look, 1, 2, 3, 4, create an easy, effortless brown. Very pretty. Or Jewel. Jewel I kind of like because I feel like the color story is a little more unique. I like that I could stick with these three shadows right here and create a purple eye look. These three shadows right here and have a neutral with a pop of like a yellow gold eye look. Or these right here and have oranges and kind of teal blues together, which pair so nicely together. So looking at this, I see this in 3 different columns, 3 different eye looks. Of course, you can jump around. I love that we have this purple matte in here, this terracotta matte, and then there's also these shades, 1, 2, 3, create a neutral look. You don't have to play with color if you don't want to. So these, I kind of feel like are super duper my vibe. I also though really like electric pink. This one is super pretty if you're looking for some pinks and kind of like mauve-y tones. Again, I really like that we have this super sparkly shade. We have a duochrome in here, really special. I like the mauve-y tones, and then again, 1, 2, 3 neutral shades. So if you don't want the mauve tones, you can stick with a neutral look. I like that all of those palettes have that. And then we have a palette that is neutral, but maybe outside of your comfort zone if you're only used to wearing brown or gray shadows, because we have some really pretty green shades here. This green shade, beautiful. This olivey shade, this beautiful brown down here, this more like yellow olive leaning brown, really pretty. I like that we have the coppers here. Really pretty. I really think this curation of palettes is really nice. I'm excited, but I definitely, even though I think all four are beautiful, I wanted to give you like the top two. I couldn't pick the top one, so I wanted to give you the top two, but I would love to know if you're interested in this palette. Maybe you're on a low buy, a no buy, you want to recreate this eye look. Definitely shop your stash, see what you have. Maybe you're not into makeup and you just came to hang out. That is totally cool too. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. I had a great time. I am wearing some other Sigma products. I'm wearing a new Kosas bronzer though. I bought the new Kosas the Sun Show bronzer. I wanted to test it out. I think it's glowy and pretty, but I tried that for the first time today too. My lips are the Sigma Cinderella Lip Duo. My blush is from the Blush palette. I don't know if these two shades are sold individually. I think so. I have on Pet Name and Pinkin mixed together. And then I'm wearing my Glow Kissed highlighter palette. I'm using the shade Twilight and a little bit of Flare mixed together. So that's the other makeup. I hope you're having a great day. Please do subscribe because I have lots of fun content planned, and I will see you soon in another video. Bye!